Now, when I think of being a volunteer, I think of slogging it out for hours on end for something that I really love. And today I'm talking to a New Zealand band called The Volunteers. I have to ask, is that what you guys are doing?
Well, we get mistaken for being volunteers, actually. I mean, we are volunteers, but the problem is the more we get into this band thing, and if we start getting paid, it does take away the gloss a bit, but there was a bit of a meaning there, I guess, because you spend, at the time we were just doing it for free, I guess, volunteering your time and your energy to play music. But I mean, yeah, it's people do mistake that, though, think that we're going to turn up for free.
Now or never, you don't have forever. Head to the hills and head to the river.
Now, there's two of you here, Ilan and Maxine. You guys are a small part of the band. Are you kind of the founding fathers, would you say?
Ilan would be, but not me. I'm kind of a part of a three-piece backing vocal thing that Ilan originally had an idea for. And, yeah, it just turned out that way. We've got 3 girls singing backing vocals, so, yeah, it's really good, actually.
So if you were to give me, say, for example, a list of influences that influence The Volunteers, where would you start?
Well, sometimes I give people a list of, like, people come up to you after gigs and for whatever reason they see things in you. Like, people have said B-52s.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I say the same thing, really, but you can't argue. If someone said you remind me of the B-52s, Coldplay, Leonard Cohen.
Ray Charles, though.
Yeah, well,
I think just the backing vocalist as well, give it kind of like an old school element. Yeah.
the girls like wear nice dresses and matching, and we try to present ourselves in a little bit of that Motown fashion where there's like cohesion within our look and our, I guess, presentation. So there's a bit of that, yeah, I guess a bit of that. Motown might be a bit misleading, but I was listening to a lot of Ray Charles at the time the band was forming, so like getting the girls in was like something I really wanted to do, and I'm stoked that it's come together, and they're sort of going to take a more of a feature role as we go on, I think, in the Volunteers. Everyone comes up to me, I don't know if I should take it personally, but they're like, Alan, you got an alright voice, but you got to get those girls singing more, so you got to listen to the audience and get the girls in there more, but yeah.
You guys have been going for roughly about 2 years, right?
Yeah, with the I started as a three-piece, I guess working on a few of the tunes, but since the girls joined the band, it's been 2 years, indeed.
Because that sort of first 2 years is often some of the hardest years, actually kind of trying to pull it together. But you guys did a bit of a documentary type mini-series thing and animated. What was that all about?
Well, what happened is Joe Simmons, who's our bass player, his father runs an animation company called Simmons Brothers Animation, and Phil had this idea anyway about making a documentary, or it's a reality show, I guess, but he calls his style documentation.
Documentation, yeah, a mix of the two, so yeah.
And he's got video recordings of our very first gig as a three-piece, the three boys. He's got video recordings of the girls before they'd even met me.
Really?
I just called Maxine on the phone and I told Phil, hey, we might have these girls joining the band. And he rung them up and went to their houses before I'd met them and interviewed them, saying, so, this guy Alan, he gave you a call, and what do you think about that? So he's really got all this brilliant footage of the first, especially around that first year when we were just forming and had our first, like the first time we all sat down in the room together. We've got it all on camera, and when we sort of dreamed up the vision.
Yeah. Yeah, right from the word go, I think, the cameras have been there, so we just kind of turned it into a bit of a story and added the cartoon in for a different look on things, I guess. Yeah, it was on stuff.co.nz, yeah, that's the day. And weekly they had an episode, I think 12 episodes.
Pretty good publicity.
Yeah, exactly. So we, probably wasn't in our original focus of being an animated band, but these opportunities come along, and I must say that there might have been a time when I was younger and more idealistic that I might have gone, if that we're into this, we're rock and roll, but you just got to take things that are presented to you. So we just took that opportunity. It has been really good, and it's been something for us to talk about. It's not what other bands are doing, and until we're at the top, we need those things to define us, I guess.
And speaking of things which define you, I mean, you guys are going to have an album coming out in March, is that right? Is that kind of what you're aiming for?
Definitely early March. There's not a specific date. There's a tentative date, but so best I don't even say what it is. But early March, we've recorded the album, we've got all the artwork. It's called Friends, Family and Fools. So we're really excited about that. This is kind of why we've come up to Auckland now, and we'll be coming up again in April for our album release party, and we've got our album release party in Wellington booked now for March. So yeah, it's all happening. We've got to get the tour together, and this is really like the it's heating up, and we've got our first video we've just made, and our first single, which has been getting a bit of airplay, and so it really is like all that hard work and planning. We're sort of it's going to be tested soon, and we're going to have to face. That's a cliche. Face the music.
Face the music.
Yeah. So I'm a bit nervous, to be honest. Because you have to be judged, but that's good.
We've got a bit of time to, sort of practice, all of that new material with a few gigs coming up shortly. Wellington, February 7th.
Yeah, we're really looking forward to that. Dunk the Funk from Aotearoa Funk has organised a show with Odessa and the Aviators, which are, they're just awesome Wellington bands, really, and we're stoked.
And then you've also got a gig at Bar Mode in Palmerston North on the 20th of February, and I think also the Pickle Pot. What is it? Pickle Pot.
Our newest. That's a good. We want to talk about the Pickle Pot Fiesta because it's the first time they actually had some Pickle Pot gigs 25 years ago, right, which is in Queen Elizabeth Park, Paikakariki, and
it was a different name back then. Right. And now, a couple of friends of ours actually have created basically this festival, which is in Paikakariki, and we'll be playing with a couple of bands there. Omega Supreme and Sheba Williams. So, yeah, it'll be really cool.
It's the 28th of February in Paikakariki, so I think you can get tickets for $20. Is that right?
Yeah, $20. You can get them online actually, picklepotfiesta.co.nz or something. But yeah, that's going to be brilliant.
And also, if people want to find out more about the volunteers, they can do so by visiting your website, which is www.thevolunteers.co.nz.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And your MySpace page, which is
MySpace/TheVolunteersNZ. You can actually go to MySpace and download our single "The Hound" for free there. Yeah. So that's always a good idea.
Look, guys, thank you so much for joining me today on NZOWN, and best of luck with the album and with all of the gigs that are coming out for you. Let's check out that first single, shall we?
Yeah, thanks, Adaha.
Thank you. This is The Volunteers with The Hound.